Delhi, the beautiful city of rumors, the city which is the power center, and now it is being said by multiple people that cabinet reshuffle is likely to happen on Sunday. Have you all joined? Last two times when I came live, you said there were some internet issues. So if you can hear me, please do a thumbs up. And if you are joining for the first time, please subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon, join live. Thodi political gupshup we will do. So, oh yeah, I can see people have started joining. So it's going smoothly, right? It is live now. Thank you. So the point is that a rumor has started again that there is going to be a cabinet reshuffle. For 2 years, there has been none. All politicians who are in the reckoning are obviously wondering when it will happen. Journalists are waiting to discuss and analyze whether it is a good cabinet or it's a bad cabinet. But one thing I can tell you, based on my sources, is that a lot of effort has been put in by the Prime Minister himself in taking numerous meetings of various ministries to rate them. Who is doing a good job, who is not doing a good job, in a very hands on fashion, in a very personal fashion. He has taken stock of the situation. People tell me many hours have been spent by every ministry explaining what all they have done and what they have not done. And not only that, because we had gone through a health crisis, which I pray to God you also please do, is behind us, and there is no third wave, we can only pray. The economy has suffered. I tweeted today, petrol prices are touching the roof, vegetable prices, edible oil prices. So you need a very good cabinet to control all this. You need to control the prices that affects every one of us Indians. And economy, a nation has multiple issues, civilizational issues, cultural issues, but also economic issues, rose ki bread and butter issues, petrol prices issues. So all that needs a very good cabinet. And that is why this time the cabinet is of phenomenal importance. So what are the few probable names which are going on, which you think will be important? Because if you understand the Prime Minister's economics throughout his 7 years, this is the first time mehengai or price rise is becoming a topic, right? And an objective analysis would tell you that any good prime minister faces issues and then he does action, course correction, and he comes over those crises. After 6 years, in 2019 price rise wasn't an issue in the election. In 20 it wasn't the issue. This has just become an issue in the last 1 or 2 months, maybe 3 months, whether it be LPG price, whether it be this. So this has to be gone into, and that would need a good cabinet, right? Let me create some questions have come. So, and I'm telling you this only because we have to be fair that we need a good cabinet and it is important. Okay, let me take a question. West Bengal Bar Council, why shouldn't bar on MP, MLA lawyers from legal practice? Why, bhai? No, this is absolutely wrong. I'll tell you something. I will disagree with you. I say other politicians should also have private things they do. When a politician has to survive only on the political salary, right? That is also one of the, I won't say it's a reason for corruption, that's a wrong statement. But why should you have an unemployed person as a politician? Why shouldn't a person be earning? He should not, if he has the skill set, if he's an architect, why shouldn't he be an architect? If he's a doctor, why shouldn't he be a doctor? If he's a businessman, don't businessmen run their businesses when they are politicians? They do. Don't those who have rental incomes from properties, the income still come to them. So because we are discussing cabinet and politician, I'm taking this question in a larger sense. So when a businessman can do business, when a person getting rents can take rents, when a person owning shares can benefit because let's say he invests in share markets, why do you want a lawyer not to practice and to earn and to just rely on whatever is his salary from the government? I think everybody should earn, and everybody, that is my view. So my view is absolute opposite of what you are saying. Okay, a lot of you are asking me why wasn't I doing live today. Last question, and then I will talk about the cabinet. Courts have started, work has started. I was busy drafting cases. I am having court appearances. So live, I think I will start live now. Let's do fix a time. Try to do it 10 p.m. in the night after the day is over. All right. After the day is over, 10 p.m. in the night we do it, because daytime it's not. The routine is very hectic now. And as I said, everybody has to earn bread and butter. Same, I have to earn bread and butter. I am not what is called a trust fund baby. That's a US term where people are having a lot of trust funds because of their parents and all. So I have to earn. So lives would be a little in the evening. Okay. Now let me come to cabinet. So there are two issues in the cabinet. One is the cultural issues, where a lot of you believe, me included, that we need to be very decisive about our culture, about our identity, and have changes in what is taught to our school kids, have changes in what is taught to our what is the way we are taught to think about ourselves as a nation. So those are the cultural issues. Second, you need to have clarity. Like one example I gave you, Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Chief Minister of Assam, obviously not in cabinet, where I feel he has a lot of conceptual clarity of what he wants. He is in that sense very clear. He says madrasa education is not in the best interest of the state sponsoring it. We need modern education, and he goes and takes action on it. Then he talks about population explosion and says because the Muslim population is increasing at 29%, they are facing poverty. Their women are not getting their rights. And for the Muslim community itself, the population explosion has to be reasonable, has to be controlled by educating them, by giving them options. So very clear-headed. So we need some very clear-headed ministers who know what they want to do and how they want to do what they want to do. So that clarity of vision needs to come in. Third is, I've always been on YouTube, told you I will speak what I believe is in the nation's best interest. I will not say everything Modi ji does is masterstroke, and I will not criticize everything he does. I broadly agree with things he does. That is why I vote him, right? But I very strongly disagree with certain things, and that I will discuss with you, right? Economy is an issue where if you ignore it, the price rise, economy is also of two types, right? One is that growth is happening, growth is not happening, that's a debate. But when the money starts pinching you on the pocket, right? Then you need to do an assessment. If your staff comes and tells you that भैया मुझे एडवांस दो क्योंकि सब्जी महंगी हो रही है, and that he is not a political person, or if your family goes to buy vegetables and tells you the vegetables are too expensive when you're sitting in the dining table, or if you go to buy yourself, then that is not a political issue. That is something you have to take in regard. Either they are lying or they are not lying. Your family is not lying. It is not somebody from the opposition saying it. So, what do we do on economy? These are the broad problems facing the nation, along with the problem of defense. Defense problem, because what do you do if you have evil? Evil is the word. Evil people on the other side of the border with evil designs. You have to fight them. You have to prepare to fight them. Right? Because they are evil people on the other side. There is still the jury out whether what was COVID, lab leak, accident, deliberate, design, right? So those are things which have to be seen. So waiting for your promise. I need to do it, but I have not been very regular with YouTube, as you know yourself. So yes, I know. I want to do it. I want to do Indic things, but anyways, I will try to schedule it. So the question is this. So what all ministers do, I think? I think our defense, obviously PM is the head of the cabinet, so let's not even everything I will not say the PM is doing. I think we have a very good defense minister in Rajnath Singh ji. I think he is, and I think before that also we had Manohar Parrikar ji. Unfortunately, he went away very, very early, but a fabulous defense minister. So I think on a ministerial level, defense ministry, we have very good purpose. Now, what are the new bhartis which will happen in the cabinet? That is to be discussed. So let's start by Assam. By all logic, the former, okay, let me 40 kg onion. And onion, as anybody who understands Delhi politics knows, once onion, it's a story. You can tell it like a story. Once upon a time, the prices of onions rose. The prices of onion rose so much that people in dinner parties, if you remember that time, were serving onions as an entire dish. You would do something with onion and just serve onion as an entire dish. Half in satire, half in reality, half in joke. A time where people like me, I love onions, okay? I love chaat masala on onion. I go to a restaurant or I'm eating out. I love to put chaat masala and onion and chutney, hari chutney, with whatever snack I am having, with whatever food I am having. I have, that's a very weird combination, but I have onion chutney and roti also, kadak roti alone with it. So that was a time I remember. Restaurants stopped serving onion as a side dish, as a free side dish. If you go to a restaurant, you get onions for free, right? You get onions for free if you're ordering any paneer tikka kha rahe ho, so you will get onions for free with masala and all. They stopped doing it. You were not getting it. Nope, sorry, it ain't happening. Onion is too expensive to be given for free, right? So once upon a time, the price of onions rose. The jury is still out. Was it black marketing? Was it hoarding? Was it big cartels playing a game? Whatever that be, people started crying when they saw the price of onion, and their tears washed away the government. Their tears washed away the government. Do you know who was the government? And do you know what has happened to that government? In the state? Google. If you don't Google, let me tell you, the government was BJP in the state. It got washed away for 20 years. It has still not come back. It has still not come back. So, price is a very important issue. Don't ignore it. Please do not ignore it. All right? Nahi to once upon a time, the lesson is a very bitter lesson to learn. You could do a lot of things good, but price rise can be fatal to a government. That doesn't mean that you don't, there might be issues when price rises and the government has to handle it. And I believe the government will handle it. They also want to be in power. They don't want you to have expensive things. They don't want you to bleed from your pocket. Obviously, they don't want it, and they will improve it. That is why I'm saying, uh, what is the cabinet going to be? So, middle class has not middle. Everybody gets hit. Yeah, when price rise happens, everybody gets hit. Obviously, uh, the classical economics is how much of your income you are spending at your basic needs. The lesser your income, the more is the percent. Like supposing you earn 100 rupees, so obviously you will be spending almost 80%, or you earn, let's say, 1,000 rupees. You are spending 80% of that on food, your essentials, your clothes, right? If you make 1 lakh rupees, even if you spend 50,000, you're only spending 50% of your income. If you make 10 lakh rupees, even if you spend 2 lakh rupees, you're spending only 20% of your income. So obviously, the middle class and lower than that is obviously more hit by price rise, because the percentage of their income which goes into buying essential is obviously high. Uh, Extreme example, but okay. How much do you think is the percentage of his income that Mr. Ambani or Mr. Tata spends on essentials, on buying sabzi? Whether it be 40 rupees sabzi or 400 rupees sabzi or 4,000 rupees sabzi? How much? If supposing from 40 rupees it becomes 100 rupees, how much does he spend from his income? Point zero 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 zero, I presume. I'm exaggerating, but you get the point, right? 0.00001% of his income. Whereas a middle class guy, obviously, it's 30% of his income or 40% of his income, right? So obviously, price rise hits middle class harder. We cannot deny that. But okay, now ministers, which was the topic. Since we have done what is the importance of ministry and what all ministers we need, now let me come to the one. I believe that Assam Chief Minister, who was a very able administrator, he won the election again. That means there was no anti-incumbency. And an able administrator who is able to deliver should be in the cabinet. मैं देश के लिए जो अच्छा है वो बात कर रहा हूँ. What is good for our nation should be in the cabinet. One. Second, okay, somebody says only Muslim minister. I don't know whether, sir, you are from that party called AIMIM, which believes that every state must have a deputy chief minister who's a Muslim. But I think we are a truly secular country, and we will make our cabinet without any considerations of religion. If a good person is there, and there are good ministers in BJP government, but only or being a Muslim is no longer the sole criteria to be a minister. Simple as that. So, Savanand Songal. Second, UP. Lots of name. But let me take Rajasthan first. Because one name I'm hearing is Jat leader from Rajasthan, Rahul Kaswa. They are saying he is likely to come into the cabinet because you have to give either an additional person comes from there or some minister goes from there. So that's one name which is in circulation from Rajasthan. But mostly the changes are to happen, I believe, from states going to election. That is UP, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Goa, etc. From UP, they are saying Anupriya Patel could come in. Second, they are saying that we could have Dr. Swan. He would be a great choice. I think you know my views on it already, so I'm giving you my views on people you don't know. Anupriya Patel, because Samajwadi Party is trying to make a very good alliance of small parties coming together to take on BJP. Whether that succeeds or not depends on how many small parties fight with BJP versus how many fight against BJP. That's important equation, and I think they would bring Anupriya Patel into the cabinet because of UP considerations. That's one. Second name we have all discussed, it's being covered by TV also, is um, Varun Gandhi. An interesting thing about him is that he won his election in 2009 when BJP won only 10 seats. So when you have won only 10 seats and you, in that atmosphere, when there is a wave in favor of Congress in the nation, they got 200 seats something, and you still hold on. Not only he won, his mother also won. So you won 20% of the total seats won by BJP. So that means you can win on your own strength. And party needs people who can win. See, one more question. Whether the next 24 election would be about what 19 was. Frankly, in 19 election, I'll tell you very bluntly, Satya, you are giving one name, I will put it in. If in 19 election, Satya, you were given ticket by the BJP, you would have won. Very clearly, people were very clearly voting Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister of India. So you would have won if you were from a Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, any state which BJP swept. Is 24 election going to be the same, or is it going to be an election where you will get a lot of vote in the name of the Prime Minister, but individual candidates also matter, where individual candidates have to pull their share, right? That is a big question you have to ask yourself. How much would that happen? That's a good question from South. Obviously, BJP has to give representation from the South. It's a no-brainer. But it is also a very mixed situation where if you don't win too many MPs, if you do not get too many MPs, how do you give representation? It's a mixed thing, right? Supposing you, I don't know, you don't win too much in Tamil Nadu as a member of parliament. You don't win too much in Kerala. You don't win too much in Andhra Pradesh. If you have not won, how do you give ministerial representation? A. Or B, even if you haven't won, you still give ministerial representation by bringing somebody through Rajya Sabha as a representative. Then you will have a representative. But supposing you win Kerala, give you an example, 18 seats out of 21, then you will have to give 2 ministers. But supposing you have won nothing, how do you then balance it versus states where you have won a lot? I believe you have to give representation. You have to bring people from the South. There is no two ways about it. But that is a delicate question facing the Karnataka. Okay, let me give you a good example of Karnataka. We have ministers from Karnataka, right? We have a very important post, youth wing of BJP, led by, I don't like to say led by a member of parliament from south or north or east, but if you're talking in regional terms, it's an extremely important post. It is led by a member of parliament from Karnataka, right? Our youth wing, Tejasvi Surya, right? So I believe party gives representation equally, and one of the names here, Jay Panda, I think he has a very good shot to be a minister. I really do think he has a very good shot to be a minister. And some others will obviously have it. But where I was going on UP, so UP, it appears to be that there is a lot of noise that Brahmins in UP are unhappy. Jitin Prasad has joined UP, but he is likely to be in the state. So do you get one more cabinet minister from UP, Brahmin face? Varun Gandhi you get because of his overall impact in youth and ability to deliver. You get Anupriya Patel and some other regional party. Do you give them some sort of a representation? Then 2 are likely to come from Bihar. Nitish Kumar's party will be joining the cabinet this time. That's the news. If he joins the cabinet, he obviously will get probably one cabinet minister, one MOS, or whatever they do. So you will have Bihar representation, right? Then you're talking about Sindhia. I think that's a no-brainer. It will be a shock if he's not in the cabinet. It's a no-brainer. Sindhia is likely to be in the cabinet for a very simple reason that, okay, 1 second, I forgot to tell people, those who are joining for the first time, please subscribe 10 p.m. because it's working days now. Lockdowns are not there, and I hope they don't come. So 10 p.m. we will join daily. So do subscribe and join 10 p.m. daily. And if something happens in the day, I get time, I will do a day live also. Some days I do 5 times, 3 times. Some days I do 1 time. And I have a Hindi channel also. Some days I go there. So it's all mix and match. Hopefully you find me interesting and you will follow me and hear me wherever I speak. So please share, please subscribe, and please join 10 p.m. working days. So we will start this 10 p.m. thing. Okay, now let me come to the next one. No, I am Tejasvi Surya is too young. I am saying somebody said Karnataka. I'm saying a very important post is given to Karnataka, to a member of parliament from Karnataka. Right? That is important. Yes, this is a very good thing to say. I forgot this also. मुझे ये बोलना चाहिए. Somebody said वीडियो लाइक करो. कर दो भाई, देख रहे हो तो बटन भी दबा दो, क्या जाता है. If you're watching, press the button. What is the harm? So yes, this is a fair comment. This doing better in defense and external affairs, but economy is this. I wouldn't say dismal is a strong word, but I would say that economy is an area of concern which needs to be looked at into very thoroughly. So I will give you that. But let me come to Sindhia. I think it will be a shock if he is not in. Let's talk real politic. In terms of real politic, he won you an entire state. You were not in power in Madhya Pradesh. Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed, whatever happened, you came to power in Madhya Pradesh. You have a chief minister from BJP in Madhya Pradesh. That could happen because of Sindhia. So, of course, in real politic terms, you have to give him. You should give him. So I have no doubts on that he would be in. So that Rajiv Chandrasekhar could be in. He could be a face you bring into the cabinet. So that is another example I am saying it. Sir, what is the news of self-list? The job of bashing is not a minister's always, no? That's a job party spokesman can do, right? Minister has to govern. His primary duty is to govern. And if he's a good communicator, see, you have a division of responsibilities. The spokesman should come and bash. The minister should govern. And when necessary, come in. Recently, I think somebody was in Sachin Tendulkar form of, what was it, Desert Storm, na? Australia against Sharjah. The minister was in absolute Hardeep Puri. How he smashed everybody. So sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't do it. Sometimes they should govern. So I don't think so. A minister has to come and bash people. That's the spokesman's job. That is, yes, Pankaja Munde from Maharashtra is I agree. That's a name which is in consideration. You're right. And it's good. Punjab elections. Yes, Punjab elections. I think because the Punjab election with Mayawati entering the election, with the BJP, I think, or which party has said that we will be giving a Dalit face as the chief minister. I think BJP said it. So there is a very strong likelihood of bringing a good, strong Dalit face into the cabinet from Punjab. That is a strong likelihood of it. There is no doubt about it. What do you think about Swamiji? I believe he is 100% a great choice to be the finance minister of this country. I have no bones about it. I've told it 50 times. You just hear it again and you go back and you will hear it. What is there to discuss in that? What is big? What is big? Uttha Patak. I didn't understand the question. Nitin Gadkari should be promoted. Promoted to what? That's the question, no? So where do you promote him? What do you promote him? He's obviously a fabulous. You're talking about all very, 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 very good ministers. I am talking about new people to come in. That's a separate debate, no? So we are saying a separate debate. So, anyways, now let us see what happens on Sunday. One thing about it, nothing could happen. You know the talent of our Prime Minister. He does surprise politics. He does surprise moves. So even though every source is saying it's on Sunday, knowing the Prime Minister, it could be something very different because he does surprise politics, right? There is no doubt on that. He can do surprise politics. And let's see what happens on Sunday. Thanks for joining in. Keep subscribing, keep joining 10 p.m. every night. I will try to be regular if you are regular in joining at 10 p.m. and hearing me. Good night.